Hello viewers, I'm Barsha Das, editor of Business Northeast. Today we are in the Northeast Frontier Railway headquarters to interview Shri Anshul Gupta sir, the General Manager of NFR. Hello sir.
Yeah, hello.
So we'll start the conversation directly. Lot of developmental activities going on in Northeast. Please
Yeah,
elaborate.
so Northeast has now a very special place in the development of this country, and this area has started playing its role also. And railways is a very prominent role in the development of Northeast and especially the economic development. It's not only what we have seen in the last few years. The loading unloading as far as railways is concerned has gone up. This year, the past year, we loaded 10 million ton and around 30 million ton inward, like according to various demands, various commodities we received and distributed amongst various states here. So now with the seeing this growth, we expect that in next 2 to 3 years, we will be able to deal around 15 to 20 million ton of outward traffic and around 50 million ton inward traffic. Most of the growth which we are seeing in the inward traffic is automobile, electronics, and various consumer goods. Even food grain is also, lot of food grain is also coming. And it's very interesting that now we have started loading also. Like coal has started moving from northeast to other part of the country. Dolomite for our steel industries in other parts of the country has started moving from this area. And stone, which is a very important item or commodity raw material for cement, that has also started going from this thing. So development in Northeast has become the prime focus of railways. And when we talk of economic activities and role of railways, not only it's limited to goods traffic, the passenger business is our focus, parcel business is our focus, and tourism. So these are the 4 areas where Northeast Frontier Railway is working closely with the various state governments and agencies. Parcel is again very important because it's I think year on year the highest growth in India and especially in Northeast in the in parcel segment. And we are developing a lot of new parcel terminals, especially in Guwahati, Agyaturi, which is near to various industrial hubs, and IIT Guwahati. We are coming up with the most modern parcel hub. Similarly, at nearly 29 locations on Northeast Northeast Frontier Railway, we are developing these parcel hubs. As far as the passenger business is concerned, we are already running, I think, one of the oldest trains, longest trains. Vivek Express is the train which is the longest in terms of the duration, more than 72 hours is a run time from Dibrugarh to south. And similarly, the Rajdhani, the Tejas, the only Tejas with the sleeper facility, we started from Agartala to Delhi and is still running very successfully with the most modern coaches. So we want to introduce more such coaches, and especially the Rajdhani type of facilities, which usually they are LHB, which are the more modern coaches, and they have better version. Slowly we are changing our coaching stock with those new rolling stock. As far as the new train services are concerned, as we expand to various state capitals in Northeast, we have already planned to introduce more and more train services, be it Imphal or Rangpo in Sikkim or Aizawl or Sairang in Mizoram or Nahavlagun, we are already there. So these are the state capitals where we want to serve with better facilities, with more trains. And few of these trains we have already planned and they will start running very soon. The proposals we have already made. The next segment in passenger business is the introduction of the latest Vande Bharat trains. So those also is already in our plan, that how we can connect Vande Bharat using Vande Bharat with the Assam capital and other capital cities. So that is already on. So we have planned to introduce 5 Vande Bharat trains in next couple of years in Northeast. Then tourism as well as passenger services using the most modern train services like Vistadome coaches is another area. We already have 5 Vistadome services, and it has done wonders for the tourism industry, especially if you talk of Half-Long or Dwar section of Alipurdwar and the dying tourism sector. It got revived just because we introduced these trains, and this was lapped up by people like anything. And similar services we have already started from Guwahati to Naharlagun, Itanagar, and Dibrugarh to Itanagar. And additional services once we are able to touch Imphal, so that that Manipur Valley also, this passenger services we will be introducing.
So connecting to the capitals of the other states, other northeastern states, the work is on, but it's there is still lots to go. So what's the status?
Okay.
Especially Nagaland is like, as per the recent report, I guess it will be connected by 2024 or 25.
Okay. Actually, the state connectivity in Northeast, state capital connectivity in Northeast is our prime focus. In last few years, especially in last 1 year, we have made lot of good progress. So as you are spoken about the Nagaland, there are certain issues in land acquisition. Now we have got all the land, so the project is undergoing at a faster pace, and it is expected that there is a station Ferima. We are trying to complete connectivity till Ferima in Nagaland from Sokhovi station by March or April 2023, and further reaching Kohima or near to Kohima we have Jubza station. So that connectivity we are trying to reach by 2026 March. Because tendering has been done, now contracts has also been placed. So it will take around 3 to 4 years because of the terrain conditions and to provide world-class infrastructure. And as regards Mizoram, the complete connectivity to Aizawl, the Sairang station, will be completing December 2003. In Sikkim, Rangpo, we will be completing again December 2023. And further survey is also going on till Gangtok. So we intend to take railway till Gangtok. And similarly, Manipur, Imphal, the work is again going on at a faster pace. December 2023 is the target, and we will be reaching Imphal by that time. Shillong, we have some problems, and we are resolving those problems with the help of the state government and other stakeholders. So as soon as those problems are solved, I think that connectivity will also come up.
So the business, for the business fraternity, it's like development of railways is directly connected to their development. So the FICCI has earlier talked about this trans-Asian railways. So connecting through the Bangladesh, that way it benefits both the countries, especially the railways, because we get direct connectivity to most states rather than circling through the northeast. So any steps?
This international connectivity is a very, very high priority for Northeast and Government of India. This month we have opened one international link with Dhaka from New Jalpaiguri, and the train services has already started, freight and coaching. And we intend to open 2 more connectivities within this year. One is Karimganj, Mahishasan to Shahbazpur in Bangladesh. Second connectivity is Agartala to Akhoda. So with these connectivity coming up by December and March 2023, during this current financial year, this will give a big boost to economic activities between these 2 countries, our country and neighbouring country Bangladesh. And Chittagong port connectivity becomes very, very easy. And we have other projects also which we are discussing with the High Commission of Bangladesh also, that how we can further improve these connectivities. Another connectivity is with the Nepal. So that work is also going on, and this month, maybe first week of July, we will be opening our Northeast Frontier Railway's first rail link with Nepal before Viratnagar. Viratnagar, inside Nepal, there is some land acquisition problems are there, but there is a Nepal custom yard inside Nepal territory, which till that point we have already made the railway infrastructure, and first week of July we will be opening that and starting freight train services. And Bhutan, already one Galepu, Kokrajhar to Galepu survey is already sanctioned, and we will be taking up that survey very soon. So the Bhutan connectivity, we hope that in next 2 years we are able to complete this this line till Galepu, and Bhutan also on this international rail network available. Similarly, Myanmar border also, in the Myanmar from the Mizoram. And second connectivity where the survey is going on is the Murray, Imphal to Murray. These two surveys, one survey we have already done, and second that's Murray survey from Imphal, it is in progress, and by December this survey will be completed. Once these surveys are completed and works get sanctioned, so the rail connectivity till border of Myanmar will also get established, and further connectivity inside that country will depend how the neighboring countries they respond to this Southeast Asian countries. Yeah.
The Southern Railways recently introduced this private train. They have leased out. So, is there any plan of NFR regarding this?
Private trains already there is a scheme. So gradually, Ministry of Railways they decide which sector they have to run, and accordingly, once the proposal, we have also made certain proposals, and as per priority, those will come up. And because this is as per the business model which any private entity wants to have, and definitely this will it will see a green light in Northeast also.
So, coming to the floods, lots of devastation in Demahasa. The railways, there are even reports saying that these were not very well planned. The infrastructure was not that good. So that the devastation was predicted. So, what would you say? And what's the
No, people have all rights to say anything, but I can only say that this year this flurry of weather, especially the rains, has been very heavy, and 3 days if you have rainfall of nearly 1000 mm, so you can just imagine that how much damage it can cause, and it caused a lot of damage to our railway track. It's not only that the railway track got damaged, but the hills of the you can say the ground on which the railway track was laid, it got washed away. The levels of river, they rose suddenly to that level that the washing away of railway track, it was just unimaginable, and that's how there was some extraordinary damage to our tracks. And construction practices, as people have raised something, I have no idea on what ground people are saying this thing, but anyway, we will be investigating that whether in the past when this took place, how we could have made it better or this thing. But that is very certain that extraordinary rains, flood-like situations, washing away of nearby road NH, which caused especially the debris they fell on not only on our track but Haflong station itself, damaging a lot of our assets. So these are some items which are also responsible for this widespread, but we are working. Also, we are working round the clock. Our people, our staff, they are on the track. They are working in those very, very difficult conditions where normal people may not like to go. And we promise that we will restore this traffic fully by middle of July.
So Center has given 180 crores, but is that sufficient? Has railways actually accessed the cost?
What you are talking, it's a emergency restoration of our network.
Right.
Though the quantum of and amount of the damage which we suffered is much more, but because this is emergency like situations, we will be restoring this track, taking all precautions by middle of July, as I told you, using this additional funds which have been given to us. But next to it, we have to look into as how we can have an alternative alignment also, so that in future, if we face similar types of situation or even worse than this, the traffic should not stop. So that's why another survey we have sanctioned and working on that thing. It's from the Lanka to Chandranatpur. That's an alternative alignment which will not pass through the hill section. And again, this type of situation of snapping of railway network, cutting of 3 states will not arise once this railway line comes. In the present alignment, again, we are looking into as how we can improve our connectivity of railway track by building alternative paths or routes. So that study is also going on, and renowned institutes are there like GSI, etc., where we have tied up, and jointly we will be making a geoengineering and geotechnical analysis of the soil and strata, especially when entire region it's on various fault lines. It becomes very, very important, so that whenever heavy rains, etc., is there, the extent of damage should not happen like this.
So regarding electrification, especially the Departable section, there are lots of protests. Now you have already started the electrification. So what would you say?
I can only say whosoever is doing the protest, it's not right thing to do, because they can suggest if they have some better suggestions for us, because nowhere in the country or abroad the elephants have died because of electrified track electrocution, because the overhead equipment, it is much higher, where elephants, etc., cannot reach, number one. Number two, we have already planned and submitted to NGT that we intend to elevate the track, not only the new one but the existing one, through a viaduct. And this is going to be the first such viaduct in such terrain on Indian Railways. So this we have already done, and we have already planned also. And yesterday, in fact, when I was discussing with the Honorable Chief Minister also, the highway is also proposed to be elevated. So even we have offered that we can combine together and have this alignment on single path.
So speaking about construction, there was supposed to be a second railway cum road bridge, I guess, near the Saraighat bridge over the Brahmaputra. So what happened?
Saraighat bridge already survey we have completed. The survey report has been given to board. In principle, approval we have received. Now the final sanction and funds will be allocated, and design for the design and other things we have already tied up with Brahmaputra board, and once their report and the final design comes, the physical work will start.
So when can we expect that?
Once everything are in place, the second Saraighat bridge will be completed in next 2 years.
So you talked about terminals. What about passenger terminals? Guwahati also need passenger terminals.
Yeah.
The Agyathuri one is a parcel terminal.
Okay. So in Guwahati, we will be having, we are already working on a world-class railway station at Kamakhya. Work is already on, and once that terminal comes up, we also intend a ropeway from Kamakhya railway station to Kamakhya temple. And we also intend to have a separate link between airport to Kamakhya station. So that any visitor or tourist, when he comes by air or by any other means, they have a end-to-end connectivity available, number one.
So
Guwahati
railway
station,
connectivity is suggested, or
yeah.
rope?
Railway,
Oh.
roadway, it's integrated.
Right.
That facility we want to provide to a passenger or tourist if they visit Guwahati. Guwahati station also, again we have included in further upgradation. Second entry, we are already in advanced stage of finalizing a scheme with the state government. So we need certain land at the second entry, that Panwajar end. So once it comes up, so we will have a beautiful Guwahati station coming up with both the entries at both ends, and that is again something to look into. The third is New Guwahati. There again we are building a coaching terminal. Fourth is Agyatori, where it's not only the modern parcel station, but a coaching station modern, so that it can serve the areas which is in the vicinity, like IIT Guwahati is there, AMC is also very near, and this logistic hubs, they are also there. So these are the main 4 centers, coaching centers. Otherwise, there are other stations also in other states which we are developing, like New Jalpaiguri. This is again another world-class station we are developing. Dimapur is other thing, Silchar, this Agartala, Nahar Lagoon, Imphal, Kohima, Pasighat, and this Mehndi Pathar in Meghalaya. So these are the stations, around 11 stations they have already been shortlisted. We are again identifying more stations like Dibrugarh, New Tinsukia, Mariani, Jorhat, and many other, Kokrajhar. So we are making up this list so that we have many such stations to serve our people here with the world-class amenities.
So final question regarding passenger trains. The Passengers Association has been talking about many trains being cancelled. Intercity trains that are actually essential. What's your say on that?
As regard the passenger trains or suburban trains, we have restored most of them. The only trains which we have not started are those trains where the demand was very, very low. So this we have already communicated to all the passenger associations. If first they should assess the demand. Wherever the demand is there, we are there to introduce this thing. Ultimately, we want to serve people, because in the past we have listened to their demand and introduced, but hardly any passenger travels on those trains. So we are again asked them if they have any such need, because trains are ultimately it's for the public. The public have to use it. Otherwise, if they are very low passenger demand, then it becomes you can say a loss for us, and again it impacts the running of other trains also. That's why we will be assessing wherever the demand is there on particular routes. We will introduce those trains. There is no doubt in our mind.